Hello all and welcome here on a beautiful Thursday afternoon at Hopkinton High School for TVL Boys Soccer. Here we have the home Hopkinton Hillers taking on your Holliston Panthers. The Hillers currently coming on in with a 3-0 record and the Panthers in with 2-1. Today's broadcast is brought to you by the Holliston Hub HCAT. I'm Dylan Patemry here to take you through today's action. So like mentioning, the Hillers are 3-0 so far, starting off with Ashland, who they defeated 3-2. Then they would go on to face Norwood and win 5-0, and then defeating Medfield just recently on Tuesday 1-0. If we look back at Holliston's last game, it was their first loss of the season, picking up a 2-1 loss there against Westwood. It would be ultimately a PK at the end of the game, a tough loss there. But it would be Owen Montalto who got his third goal of the season, and be looking for some other guys, but maybe Montalto will be the man to help lead them through this very, very tough Hillers team, always a very tough competitive team to go up against. So looks like we're just about getting ready to start here. As we've got Holliston in the white, they'll be going from right to left on your screen, and the Hillers in green from left to right. And it will be the Hillers to kick it off here. As we wait for the referee's whistle, it's Iannelli, the senior captain. And he plays it off, and we're underway here as Hopkinton starts it around at the back. And it's Briala Brewski there, one of the senior captains. His twin brother also on the team, but a quick steal there. Looks like a Rougeau, and he'll dance around the 18 and looking. Been finally cleared out by the Hillers all the way down to Keeney at center back. So like I was mentioning, William Briala Brewski and his brother Andrew, both senior captains. Keeney will play that one up towards the midfield. There is a Rougeau. He's got Montalto on the left side, and a mistake from the Hiller defender. He takes it in on the right, cuts back to the left, the shot, and that one sails wide, but a good opportunity early here for the Panthers. And at that right back position for the Hillers was Jack Preventure, the senior defender, as he taps his chest saying, "My fault there." Almost a costly mistake early on, just a minute into the game. In net is the junior keeper, Owen Silva. He'll boot the goal kick. And it'll be flicked along, but Corden's there to win it. Headed down this side, and there's Andrew Briala Brewski on the ball for the first time. Now to Iannelli. Iannelli, he drops it back to Preventure, who goes all the way back to Silva. And William Briala Brewski out to the far side and gets past one. And that's Rossi on the ball. And Davin gets it on out. So Davin had the ball and lost it briefly. And getting there was Doniger enforcing a throw-in. And for the first time, Ethan Shahida will make his way up for the throw-in. Again, the last game, we saw that their goal was scored. The lone goal, it was Shahida who threw it all the way into Montalto. Here's the first one. That went over the head of Alex Shahida, and it'll be scooped up and away by Silva. And so the punt from Silva just beyond midfield. And it'll be Ethan Shahida there to settle it with the left foot, but just a little tough off that. And it'll be a throw-in. And Andrew Briala Brewski throws it down the line, and that's headed out by Shahida. And so the throw in, and he finds Rossi, and the ball bouncing around, and it's going to find the back of the net. Unable to scoop the ball up and bouncing around, and gets a shoulder to it. That looks like it was Antvilink. Antolink with the goal, the senior forward. And early on, the Panthers are down by 1. 36-51 still to go. So the Panthers will kick off now here. The ball from Keeney all the way to the back line of the Hillers, and they'll go all the way far out there to Davin. He's pressed, and it'll come back to the keeper now. And tries to play the long ball, but Corden's there as he tries to play through to Montalto, and it finds Doniger, and that'll be a corner for the Panthers here. So a chance to respond back early here as Cornelio trots down to the corner. And the Panthers will crowd around the keeper in the 6-yard box, trying to wreak havoc down there. The ball in the air from Cornelio, back post and just over the head of Granfors, and finally cleared away out for a throw-in by Davin there. And so there's Shahida on the far side, as he'll throw it directly into the box. The throw, and that's tried to be flicked along there by Doniger, but unable to do so, and it'll come all the way out to Keeney. Keeney one times it into Arujo, and out wide there to Cornelio, who gets blocked in again as he's converged by 2 Hopkinton Hillers, and now breaking down the far side was the goal scorer Antolink. And now it's into the midfield. That's Henkel, the senior captain. And back to Henkel there in the middle, but it's Tabe there to win back possession. Arujo plays it down the wing. It's Granfors. He's battling it out, and he'll win his team a corner. Yeah, it looked like that was Davin there getting tripped up over the ball as he tried to put it out. But once again, another corner here. 34-12 still left to go in this first half. The Hillers with a early opener to make it 1-0. As Cornelio lines up once again on this corner kick. And the ball towards the middle of the box, head away by a Hiller, and once again, Arujo tries to take it down, but it's taken from him. And the ball still bouncing around at Shahida, over to Alex Shahida, and trying to break out this midfield here to the near side Corden. And getting fouled there, and it'll be a free kick here for the Panthers. So Keeney will line up on this free kick very close to the touchline, and a very short touchline area here, so not much of a wind-up on the kick. As he'll play that one near to Montalto, who gets a touch but a little out of his reach. And cleared away by the Hillers as Keeney looks to boot it back, but Henkel is there. Sliding tackle from Tabe just dispossesses the man, and that'll be a throw-in for the Hillers. A very sunny day out here, shining right down on us. About 2 clouds in the sky. Beautiful day for some soccer. The deep throw-in is all the way in, and scoring there, right there. Federico Rossi straight off the throw-in over everyone's head. He's through on goal, And just like that, the Hillers take an early 2-0 lead. And the Panthers will take a timeout. So 2-0 now, the score 32-22. We'll be right back. All right, we're back in here. So a 2-0 lead early for the Hillers off of a couple misfortunate goals to give up there. I mean, just a throw in over everyone's head, and Rossi threw on goal with an open shot. Nothing Polney can do there. But plenty of time left to go. So Holliston's got to get the next one. A third goal would be almost impossible to make a comeback against this very strong Hillers team. They gave up 2 to Ashland, but there's an early mistake already from Cornelio, but luckily Keeney's there to bail him out. Arujo looking for Montalto down the wing and over his head, and some frustration showing here from the Panthers. They attack down the left wing, and that'll be Henkel looking to clear it out. Arujo picks it up, looking to switch to Cornelio. Cornelio drops it to Tabe. And looking over there to the far side, but just unable to find Granfers. And the throw in there makes it all the way back, and Keeney will clear it on out. Rossi gets a head on it, and finally cleared away there by Preventure. It's now Rossi. He gets past one and has down the wing here Andrew Brialabruski, and gets past in the touch just too far, and it'll be a goal kick. And the Panthers bringing in a couple subs. It'll be Tabe and Dufault, and Granfers and Montalto will come on out. And the kick from Keeney up to Tabe, but over his head, and it'll be Preventure who sits on it, and they'll drop it all the way back. A miss hit there, but a Hiller there to keep the ball. And the Hillers giving the ball away, and the Panthers giving it right back to them. And on the far side, a throw-in now here for Holliston. It's now Tabe to Shahida. Corden. Back to Alex Shahida. Drops it to Keeney. And back to Polney. Cornelio gives it away to Rossi on the far side. He plays it in the middle and no one there. The clearance not far enough. Henkel drops it back to Preventure. And all the way back to Brialabruski. It's Arujo doing a good job tracking the ball and getting it back. And Keeney plays it all the way deep into Hiller territory. And that one by Shahida to Corden. Just looking to settle the ball down here. That one's up to Doniger. To Tabe. And that's going to come off of Doniger and be a Hiller throw-in. And it's Henkel. Back to Preventure, who just boots it up. Looking for Iannelli. And he'll win that battle. Now out wide to Brialabruski. Down the wing to Antvelink. And plays a ball in, but good off his line there is Polney to scoop the ball up. 28-15 left to go in this first half, a 2-0 score in favor of the Hillers. Tabe wins it, but the Hillers will end up reclaiming the ball and passing it all the way back to Silva. He finds Briala Brewski and out wide to Preventure. And that's into Iannelli. Drops it back off. And finding the man again is Iannelli. It's Briala Brewski here on the near side as he looks to switch the field and is successful in doing so. As it's Hatherley playing a deep ball into the middle, takes a deflection and ultimately in off of Rossi, and it'll be a goal kick. Looks like that was Boschman, the junior midfielder there for the Hillers, making that run on the far side, looking to play the ball into Rossi. And the goal kick over the Panthers' head, but Arujo will come down with it. And he gets around one, but then Briala Brewski wins it back again. And getting the call finally are the Panthers. So we'll get a free kick coming out here. So Keeney setting up over this as the Panthers line up at the 18. The ball gonna bounce just a little early. And then Hankel wasting no time with the overhead kick. He finds Rossi, who breaks it out. It's now Anthelink. He's looking far side, and over there is Boschman. Cornelio there to win the ball back. And the ball from Tabe just a little past Arujo there. Cornelio out wide here to Doniger as they look to break. And it's Doniger breaking down the left wing. He gets converged by two guys, and they won't get the call there. But Tabe now on the ball. Shahida looks to get past two, but one there by Iannelli. And Shahida keeping the press up. And it's Briala Brewski. And that ball played on in. That's Anthelink. He's holding it off to Iannelli, looking for the 1-2. And a miss there by Shahida. And now Anthelink back on it. He's going to try with the left. And that's going to sail up over the crossbar as he was looking for a brace there. And it looks like Dufault's going to come up out. And it looks like that's, I believe, Jonathan Garcia now on that far side wing. A goal kick will be taken down now by Arujo, but given away to Rossi. And in from behind is Arujo, and he'll clip the heels of Rossi. And the Hillers will have their first free kick here. Looks like it's William Briala Brewski lining up over this one. And here's the service. And it's Alex Shahida with the initial header. And kicked away finally there by Garcia. And out for a throw-in for the Hillers. It's William Briala Brewski there, down in the lone shade on this field. And a long throw all the way in and off the body of a Panther, but Polney's the first one to pounce on top of that one. So he'll allow his troops to move up the field as he gives it a big boot, looking for Emmanuel Tabe, who wins it, and down to Cornelio. Cornelio to Arujo. Back to Cornelio. And taken away by Rossi, but kicked out for a throw-in. Now one settled down there on the far side by Davin, and all the way back to Briala Brewski. And to the keeper, Silva. Out wide to Preventure. And the missed kick, Horton's there, but loses out. As dribbling down the wing here, Briala Brewski lays one off to Iannelli. He's going to look for the service in and out of the hands of Polney. But there in time is Cornelio. And Polney took the worst of that one, and the ref just stopping to check in on him. So that one came in and out of his hands, and not sure who was there, but looked like someone came out from under him. And so it will be a drop ball now here to Polney. And the big boot. And it's over the head of Shahida, and it's Tabe looking to run through it. He gets it in, and he gets shouldered away there and looking for the call or the Panthers, and they won't get it. And now on the far side to Boschman. As it's all the way to Briala Brewski. And it's Doniger putting the pressure on. And they're going to keep on going. It's Tabe. And he gets dispossessed by Henkel, and as it's going all the way to the far corner. And Davin will kick it on out for a throw-in as a triple substitution here coming from the Panthers. It's going to be Granfers, Montalto, and Roby coming in. Emmanuel Tabe, Garcia, and I believe Arujo checking out on the far side. So Shahida with the throw-in. That one's going towards a PK spot, but away. Montalto chases. And Montalto looking for his man. And that one's going to be a free kick here right at the top of the box there. I believe that was Granfers who got fouled. Right inside the D, it looks like. You'd almost want it just a little further out. It might be a little too close to get it up over the wall and drop into the net. Just about 20 yards or so. It'll be Shahida over it. And Doniger will come on over it. As a 5-man wall and 2 men back. He plays it, and there's a defender right there to stop it. As it looked like maybe the only option for him, but smartly done by the Hillers to be there. And now one back by the Panthers, and some miscommunication as Chaos is pursuing after that clearance. As the Hillers look to counterattack, and in on net now, and sneaking it under, and then finishing it off there is Iannelli. As he counters all the way back, and the Hillers take a commanding 3-0 lead. With 19:29 still left to go in this first half. So now it's Granfers who will stand over this one. And he'll play it back to Keeney. Keeney with the long ball. He's looking for Doniger. And again, the Hillers' first one there. Corden to Dufault. Dufault into Roby. And that one cleared all the way away. It's Cornelio on the far side. And that one into Dufault, who plays it wide looking for Montalto, but he'll get a push in the back, and the Panthers will win a free kick. Look like that'll be about the 35, maybe the 40 there. Closer to the 40 now with that ball rolling back as Keeney lines up over it. The goal should be to just score one at least before this half. Keeney with the ball into the box and no Panther there yet. As Roby looks and he'll drop it to Corden. Corden into Roby, but just misplays that one. As the ball won there by Rossi and then headed it out and away by Keeney. And Preventure will trot up to take the throw in. And he drops it into Tomasino Stewart. Now it's Doniger to Dufault. Dufault and plays it and nobody's there. He hustles, looks to win it back. And Roby stepping up and now countering. It's Tomasino Stewart playing a ball down to Iannelli, the most recent goal scorer for the Hillers. And he plays one in and off of the shin there of Corden. And it'll be a corner kick now. It looks like it'll be Anthelink. The first goal scored for the Hillers just a little over 3 minutes in. Here's the whipped ball in that's headed and just going wide there as it was Andrew Briala-Baruski trying to win that one. And a decent amount of subs coming in for the Panthers, and it'll be Steven Lima coming in net, replacing Quinn Polney. Lima had a brief appearance in the game against Norwood. And that ball played up and over. And one there by Shahida, but now taken away and looking to go down the wing, and keeping that one in is Lalu, as Lalu breaks towards the goal line and kicked in, and mishandled there by Lima as Rossi was looking to add his second. And Lima into Arujo. And now Montalto. Arujo looking to take it down and plays it out wide for Corden, and he's unable to get a foot there. And the throw in for Anthelink, and that's going to come off of Lalu. And the throw in for the Panthers. Shahida and to his brother Alex. And I'll go out once again. The quick throw down the line looking for Granfers. And he'll escape a couple there and then plays it into Tabe. Tabe looking for Shahida down the wing, and it's just going to go a little too far out for a goal kick for the Hillers. 15 left to go in this first half. It was Anthelink, and then it was Rossi, and then Iannelli for the Hillers to take a 3-0 lead early into this game. As the kick from Silva, that's into Tomasino Stewart, lays it off to Lalu, And it's going to stay in by Lalu as he sprints down this wing. And he'll look to cut in. And he'll get around Shahida. But Shahida will end up with the last laugh as he kicks it out, but only as far as Tomasino Stewart. And it's headed along and off the crossbar. And finally, a goal kick for the Panthers. So Anthelink with the redirection caught Lima off guard. But it's off the crossbar. Sending over the goal kick now is Dylan Woodhouse as he hits it up towards Shahida, who's unable to get a piece of it. And the left-footed boot up looking for Granfers. He takes it down nicely, lays it to Shahida, who's going to drive down the wing. He's going to go goal line, and he's going to keep going, look for the cross in the middle. It's Montalto. He lays it off to Arujo and blocked there by Henkel, and smartly letting it trickle on out for a corner kick there is Alex Shahida. And we're going to get a goal kick here as the refs will come and talk. I mean, that shot looked like it went off of Henkel when Arujo took the shot. And it will be awarded a corner. So it'll be Arujo to line up over this one as the Panthers load the box. As the Hillers drop all their men back, as Arujo the sailing cross all the way deep to Montalto, who looks to put it back in. It's Shahida. Shahida lays it off to Woodhouse. Back to Shahida on the far side, looking to sneak one into Montalto. And it'll be all the way down, and it's going to stay in. As Dietz lays it off, and now it's Tabe. Shahida the first one to that loose ball, but now it's Henkel, and he's dispossessed by Dufault. And here's Granfers, as he's got one man in front of him, and he's dispossessed though. But a good job to win it back. Montalto loses out. And running down the wing is Anthelink. And Tabe. And he doesn't see the man there, and it's Tomasino Stewart who takes over to Lalu. Lalu lays it off, and he's possessing in the midfield here, redirecting traffic as he plays one in. And mishits that one. It's going to fall into the hands of Lima. And so the boot from Lima looking for Shahida, who takes it down. And the Hillers now on it. Henkel. Now it's Dufault trying to get it back for the Panthers. But Lalu will end up with it. He looks in the middle for Rossi. He's pressured by Woodhouse. And now out to Tomasino Stewart. Cordon's there. And he keeps it in. No, it'll just sneak on out. And we'll get some subs in here. It'll be Roby coming in for Dufault and Doniger in for Montalto. And so Preventure here on the throw-in for the Hillers. And one there by Tomasino Stewart. Now Cordon looks to get it up and out. He's got Arujo. Arujo looking for the early ball into Granfers. But there was Briala Brewski. And now Arujo. To Tabe. To Roby. Cordon. To Tabe. Tabe just scuffs the turf there, and it'll be out for a throw-in. So Hiller's throwing here on the near side, 9:30 left to go in the first half. Throw-in looking for Guerin. And now Roby clears it all the way up, and Briala Brewski heads that one away. Now Arujo, and Granford's unable to get that one. Kicked out wide now over there to Boschman as he drives a pass looking for Guerin. It's a race between him and Woodhouse, and kicking it out. And I believe it'll be a corner there by Woodhouse. A good job, though, being the first one to the ball. And it looks like Antvalink on the corner kick here. Is that one near post and headed away by Tabe. Alex Shahida tries to keep it in and unable to do so. And they'll let William Briala Brewski come up and take it. Here's the throw-in towards net, and letting it drop out for a goal kick was Lima. So Daniel DeMora will come on in for Gramfors as Woodhouse lines up over this one. And the ball in the air. And it's DeMora there, and now Shahida. Shahida lays it off to Roby, who cuts it back into DeMora. And dispossessed there by Briala Brewski. And looking to switch the field. All right, we're back. We lost you for just a couple seconds there. Not much time has passed, and ball's kind of just been knocked around in the midfield. Nothing amounting to anything yet. 6:15 left to go in this first half. The Hillers still leading 3-0. It'll be Montalto coming on in for DeMora as a throw-in on the far side, and one once again for a Panther throw-in. And throw-in into Tabe. And he'll take it off the head and lose possession. And he'll win it back, though. And that ball played all the way back. And pick it up, Will Silva. And the long boot. And Shahida's there to Tabe. Roby looks to take it down. And it's still Roby. Out far wide to Woodhouse. A 1-2. And still running through that was Roby. They'll be out for a goal kick. So the Hillers will make their substitution as we trickle just under 5 minutes left to go. And the kick from Silva, won there initially by Tabe, and Shahida gets the ball. Tabe over to Roby, out to Corden, down to Montalto. Corden looks to help him out down there, and he'll keep it in. It's Montalto. And he loses possession of the ball, and it'll come all the way back to Shahida. And Tabe in the midfield. And give it away to Tomasino Stewart. Corden looks to stick him up, but Tabe gets there as well. Now to Montalto, who looks to switch the ball all the way across to Doniger. And keeping that just in there is Doniger as he drives, looks in the middle for Shahida, but taken away by Brialabruski. Letting that one go through his legs is Guerin, and unable to get on the back of that one though. And Roby tries to nick that one away, but is unable to do so, and Iannelli keeps on running. Iannelli out wide to Tomasino Stewart. Dispossessed by Montalto. And Montalto, he looks for the long ball, but nobody's there. It's Arujo. Woodhouse. And out for a throw in. And Granfers will come on in for Montalto with just 3 minutes left to go in this first half. Throw in on the far side for the Panthers. That's Shahida. And once again a throw in. That ball cleared away by Hopkinton. And one there by Iannelli, but it's now Roby and Tabe. Gives it away, but taken quickly back is Roby to Woodhouse. And the ball down the line intercepted. But quickly taken back by Woodhouse as he looks to push the ball through to Shahida, but nothing going there. Just under 2 minutes left to go as the clock stops and it goes down to the refs on the field. Throwing on the far side for the Hillers. And a long throw going all the way down. And that one's going to be eventually kicked on out for a throw-in as a bit of miscommunication between the defender Dietz and Lima. And so William Brialabruski's all the way down there.
Put a hand on it. There's one backbone.
And the throw in, and it escapes everyone and falls on in. And Iannelli just heads that one over. So the goal kick here coming on out from Woodhouse. And it drops down into Iannelli. He plays it on back and looks for the ball going long into Lalu, but Ethan Shahida's there, and he'll be out for a throw-in. And that will be the half called right there. So it's 3 goals, Anthelink, Rossi, and Iannelli for the Hillers, making it a 3-0 lead going into the half. The Panthers will look to respond. We'll be right back. And welcome back in here as we're getting ready for the start of the second half. The Hillers currently leading 3-0 as the Panthers look to try and get one early here to try and mount a comeback. We're looking for some good action here and seeing if Holliston can at least win this half and then maybe think about trying to knot it up. And the Panthers will kick off as it's Doniger laying it off to Tabe. It's Woodhouse here at the right back and Dietz at the right center back. To Tabe. He gets bodied off that one by Rossi. And it's all the way back now to the keeper, Lima. As that one will go towards Woodhouse. He looks to head it up and over and unable to do so to Montalto. And it's into the middle to Rossi. He lays it out back wide, and taking one into the area is Dietz. And he'll get back up. And now back for the Hillers, as it's Preventure looking out wide and bodied off that one, but getting the call. And Dietz will come back off as he took a ball into his body and will need a quick little break. So Cornelio will come and check in. And Shahida looks for the quick short ball, but that's given away to Iannelli. And Corden will win that back to Arujo as he looks for the ball to Doniger, who redirects it to the far side to Granfers. And unable to keep it in, it'll go on out for a goal kick. It's William Briala-Brewski over this one. And that's won by Arujo. Shahida a bit behind Woodhouse there, and Rossi's going to be the first one to the ball. As he lays it down the line to Boschman, defended by Cornelio. The ball switching the field. And now lays it off to Preventure. And the ball played through, and a good job there by Cornelio, and that'll be a throw-in. So the throw-in on the far side. And it's launched all the way in and caught there by Lima. And he boots that one all the way up. And winning that one is Doniger. And falling down to Preventure. Arujo touches it all the way back. And now to Lima. Looking for Arujo, but one in the middle there by Amphelink. Now into Rossi. He's on his left. Cuts it in. The shot, and a great save there by Lima. And then out. But it'll be called a foul there on Cornelio. And so the Panthers will get this one taken out. Might have snuck out for a goal kick, actually, as it's Woodhouse lining up over this one, placed on the 6. And the long booted ball, and looking for Granfers, but it's going to go up over the head of Briala-Brewski and out for a throw-in. That one won by Preventure, but now it's Granfers. And Granfers looking to switch the field. Arujo cuts back. He'll drive the wing. And he gets past another, but that one touched just a bit too far as a coming together between Arujo and Preventure, but nothing there. And Silva will try and launch this one, but gets caught up in the air. It's Shahida first to the ball. Now Montalto to Doniger. Trying to flick it up to Woodhouse. To Shahida. He lays it into Doniger. Looks to cut in, and a good tackle there. And they're going to call something. And it'll be outside the box as a shoulder called. As the Panthers try their best to argue for a PK call but instead it'll be just outside the top of the 18. 34-46 left to go in this half as a 5-man wall, and Arujo settling up over it. And the ref will back the wall up. The kick from Arujo, and it's just going to dip over the crossbar. So a good effort there. But just a bit over. Is a shot from Arujo, a good opportunity though for the Panthers. So a goal kick now, as it's Briala Brewski with the boot. And that's off the chest of Granfers. As he placed a Tabe back wide to Corden. Granfers. It's Doniger to Woodhouse. Looking for Montalto, who will eventually get the ball. And taken away now by Davin. To Rossi. Back to that's Boschman. And he switches the field and flicked along, now up to Ampelink. Ampelink plays it in the middle, and Arujo just gets a touch to it, battling with Montalto, and down the wing looking for Boschman is going to escape for a throw-in. And the throw-in up over, and it's Shahida. And Shahida dispossessed there now from Hatherley. It's Rossi, and that'll be out for a throw-in. As William Briala-Brewski trots over to take this throw-in. And it's deep over the head of Cornelio, but Shahida there to play to Montalto. So he cuts to the wing and plays a nice ball into Doniger. Doniger's going to drive. It's just him. He gets to the corner. He waits for help. He finds Montalto. Montalto tries one, and it's going to sail up and over. And so Dietz will check back in, and Tabe will come in as well. Briala-Brewski. And that one's initially won by Shahida. And Corden will just play it away, but it'll be kept in. Nice job there by Granfers. And looking for Emmanuel Tabe up there, but unable to find him. Now it's Brian Tabe. He plays one in to Doniger. Doniger tries a ball to Tabe down the wing, just a little out of reach though. And the throw here on the near side is off the back of Rossi, and Tabe's there. And good pressure by Doniger. And Doniger escapes down the wing. And just a bit too hard, and then taken away once again. And a good effort by Tabe battling in with Rossi. And now Arujo will go through the back, and a free kick now for the Hillers. And 30-12 left to go in this game, as it's Briala-Brewski with the long ball looking cross field, and that's won there by Granfers, and he's going to win it once again, hustling towards the ball. He'll keep it in, as he slots one into Arujo and looks for Donagers, who's got a man on his back. And he gets one in the back there from Boschman and will win a free kick. Arujo will come over and take this one, as the Panthers commit some bodies forwards looking for their goal. The Hillers set up a wall. Here's Arujo with the ball in. That's flicked along and off the back of a Hiller. And finally, it's Rossi there bringing it out wide. And Granfer's now shielding the ball as he plays it back to Shahida, to Arujo, out wide to Woodhouse. Now into Donager. It's Woodhouse who looks for an early ball to Tabe, unable to find him. Woodhouse will head again. And a ball in, Tabe looking to win it, heads it along, and it's going to go on out for a goal kick. As William Brialabrewski will take this goal kick and just looking to slow things down. And that one played. And it's going to go over the head of Corden as Rossi chases onto it. Shahida will just kick it out for a throw-in. And the throw now in here to Hankel. Looking to go out wide for Tomasino Stewart, but instead Woodhouse is there. And one there by Dietz. Arujo flicks it on to Shahida. Shahida in with Hankel. And now Tabe back to Shahida. Shahida loses out there, and now the ball being brought down as a ball played through into Amphelink. He's on his right. He shoots, and stone hand there by Lima, who will eventually jump on top of the ball. As Lima directs everyone up, and the big boot. And off the head of Granfers and straight up, and it'll be Shahida, now Granfers. As he looks to cut in the middle, Tabe, Arujo. And he gets trapped in there by Hatherley, who plays one into Rossi, but he'll be offsides. So now Shahida on it. And that's into Granfers. And into Tabe. And that one given away, but quickly back to Woodhouse. Arujo, Shahida. As he looks to switch to Donager. And getting there in time is Davin. There'll be a throw-in for the Panthers as Roby and Montalto will come in for Granfers and Arujo. Shahida looking in the middle, flicked along but scooped up there by Silva. As looking for someone to run off of him, I believe was Donager. And the ball up, Tabe first one to it. It's Tomasino Stewart gets through the legs and gets it to Amphelink. And to Iannelli, off to Hankel. Tries to flick it along. And a good effort there by Roby. As Montalto looks to turn his man. and play one to Tabe, but just out of reach. And the long throw down the line, and Shahida kicks it straight up. And Tabe racing for the ball, but instead coming away is Amphalink. And now Tabe to Montalto, and his touch just a bit out of reach and booted down by the Hillers. And it's Tabe as he wins that one. And he's going to go on down. And he'll get back up. And as he wins his team a free kick deep in territory. And he'll be looking to get on the end of this one. As lining up over it is Shahida. As that ball played in, gets through, and it's going to be off ahead of a Hiller and out for a corner kick for the Panthers. And so Arujo and Grandfers will check in for Doniger and Emmanuel Tabe. So it's Arujo. The ball on the ground, and that's easily flicked away. And Tabe thought about it, but just a little beyond him. And now counterattacking is the Hillers. And looking to send a man through. Now it's Tomasino Stewart. And Tabe there once again. And he'll get tripped up and win his team a foul. And taking it quickly are the Panthers. And it'll be Shahida who stops things up as they don't have the numbers quite yet. Now it's Montalto. He'll cut one in to Grandfers. Grandfers on his right cuts it back. On the left, looking in the middle, he had Arujo there, but a great play. Now back to him. And unable to get something out of there, but Grandfers holds on to possession. Back to Montalto, looks for the cross back stick, but nothing going there. So a great defensive play by the Hiller Davin. With Arujo sneaking into the back post, he just manages to flick that one away. 22 left to go in the half. The Panthers still trailing 3-0, but a much improved second half so far. And that one looked to be flicked along by Rossi, but it's Shahida. Now Montalto. He keeps carrying, and he plays one to Arujo. And he plays down the wing to Montalto. Looks for the cross in, and a good idea as barreling down there was Grandfers, but scooped away by Silva. And now Corden getting on that one, wrestling over there on the far side, and he'll win it. It's Shahida. He drives. He looks for the cutback, and we'll find Dietz. And good pressure there now by the Hillers as it's Lalu. He lays one off to Rossi. Rossi looking back for Lalu, but there is Tabe to kick it out for a throw-in. And the Hillers will settle things down now here, as it's William Briala-Brewski to take the throw-in. And the deep throw going in, flicked along by Rossi, but always going wide of the net. And it'll be a goal kick. And it'll be Dufault checking in for Roby. As Woodhouse trots back to take the goal kick. As that ball played in the middle and off the head there of Antvelink. And now Rossi looks to flick one up over as Lima gets it, arguing for an intentional pass back, but more of a deflection. So no call there from the referees. It's Montalto. As he looks to switch the field all the way to Dufault, but unable to find him as Tomasino Stewart beats his man. And he lays it out wide to Lalu. Cuts in, but a good block there by Shahida. Just beating it out in time. But a Hiller corner kick coming up. On this one, looks like it's Antvelink. 18:49 left to go in the game. The cross in, and that's headed away there. And it looks like a Panther player took the worst of that one. And it looks like something to the head, so we're gonna take a quick break here. We'll be right back. 18:37 left to go. The Hillers lead 3-0. And we bring you back in. Just on the worst side of a clearance there was Corden. He appears to be okay, though, able to get up on his own and walk over to the bench. As a drop ball now here to Lima. 18:34 left to go in this game. As he'll look to launch this one. It's Dufault, first one there, flicks it along, but no one there for the Panthers. It's Briala Brewski now laying it off. And that's Rossi in the midfield. Briala Brewski over to Davin. As he's got space, he plays a wide out to Tomasino Stewart, looks to switch the field, and barreling down over there is Can, but Montalto the first to it. And Rossi wins it. As Cornelio looks to hold him, he puts the cross in and cleared away there by Dietz. But now back at the top of the back box, Rossi. And that one will be away. Tabe looks to break out, hits Granfer as Shahida is on his horse down the left wing. And he plays one just a bit behind him, does Granfers. He's on his right. He looks for Arujo. And it's just a touch a bit too wide there. He now waits for options. It's to Woodhouse. The service. And that's going up and over and just beyond the crossbar there. And Doniger checking in. And coming on now, I believe, is Dufault. Or no, excuse me, it'll be Granfers trotting down the line. As the kick taken up and high. And Cornelio the first one to that ball. And winning that one in the air is Rossi. And getting a push there. Call. And he's unhappy with that one. And maybe a bit of the disadvantage of towering over the smallest player on the field, but nevertheless, the Panthers will take it just beyond midfield. It's Woodhouse sitting over this ball. And here's the throw. And that's won by the Hillers as Dufault's on this one. He looks to shield it out and is able to do so. So Shahida will come take the throw. And looking on in, but nobody there, and it's Antvelink. Now Dietz, he's pressured there as Lalu trots down the field. He plays it to Rossi. Rossi cuts outside. He takes the early shot up and over the crossbar. And the Panthers will sub once again. It'll be Keeney checking in for Dietz. 15:30 left to go in the half. ball played up in the air, and that's one there by Preventure, and it's going to go all the way back, and Keeney's going to get rid of it.
Just go to the line and take it. Don't let the ball bounce.
It'll be a throw in deep in the Panthers' defensive end, as once again it's William Brialabrewski there to take it. And the ball up in the air, and taken down. And ripping it again is Iannelli, and out for a corner.
Big man coming.
So on the far side, here's the service. And a push somewhere in there against the Hillers, and so Keeney lines up for this one as he'll take the free kick and launches one up. And that one won by the Hillers once again. There was Hatherley. He's pressured, and Shahida will come away with it to Cornelio and lays it back to Shahida. Cornelio. And now it's Tabe in the midfield. And some miscommunication there, but the Panthers will come away with it. It's Shahida, and he finds Woodhouse. And into the middle to Tabe. Tabe looking wide here for Dufault, and it's going to go on out. So Davin down the line for Lalu, and that's going to go off of the Hillers for a Panther ball. And so it'll be Lucas Schachter and Cameron Reffel coming in. So the throwing on the near side for Shahida. He launches it deep, and that's header won by Dufault and won by Alex Shahida there, and now it's Schachter and Shahida here on the near side. He goes goal line, and it'll go on out, and it'll be a corner kick. It will be a goal kick instead there. So it's Brialabrewski to take the goal kick. He'll go long. And that one won initially by Amphelink. And through the legs now, Amphelink lays it off to Can, who plays it back down the wing. And he's chasing there, and he won't get there in time. And so Dufault will check out. And in will come Fitzgerald. A throw in on the far side to Arujo. And now it's Shahida, and plays it just behind Tabe. It's now Iannelli taken away. Tabe looks for the ball, unable to find him, but finds Arujo. And back to Shahida. He's dispossessed. And breaking away now is Andrew Brialabrewski. And that's up to Amphelink. Looking for Brialabrewski to make the run. And that'll be cleared out and away by Reffel. And the Hillers swing it on back. And now it's back in the midfield. Arujo with a touch. And pushing forward now, out to the far side. Looks like Briala Bruschi out there. And good job by Cornelio to dispossess. And he won't get any call, and play will continue as Shahida looks to pick it up, and he'll be fouled. And it'll be a free kick coming out for the Panthers. 9:30 left to go in the game. And the ball to Arujo, and goes out for a throw-in. And so, ball played in and headed out by Cornelio. And Garcia and Polney, Jack Polney, the senior, will check on in. So throw in on the far side here. Taking it is Preventure. And the Hillers will eventually waste it, and it'll go out for a goal kick. So a good run of play for the Panthers in this second half. They've prevented the Hillers from the scoreboard and had a good couple chances for themselves. As a free kick now for the Hillers, as looks like it was a push in the back on that kick that was taken in. It's right around the 40-ish. William Briala-Bruschi will set up over it. So here's the ball played up towards the right side, and that's going to fall all the way out for another Panthers goal kick. And so the ball in and won by Polney, but nobody there as it's Cornelio. And it's going to trickle on now as Polney unable to settle that one down. And Cornelio will be the first of that throw in. It's Shahida. He cuts in. He plays one to Garcia on that far side. As Fitzgerald back to Garcia, but dispossessed. And continuing to make the run there is Can, but it's Jonathan Garcia to win that one away. It's now to Schachter as it escapes his legs. And Davin all the way back to the keeper, Silva. And Schachter gets a piece of that one. And now Polney on the ball. He looks for Schachter in the middle. And that one, nonsense clearance from Briala-Bruschi. And checking in and coming on in will be Daniel Demora. And Alex Shahida will get a break. So here's the long throw. And the keeper somehow gets there and it'll get away. As that one headed down and now one. And the ball looking to be played out wide there by Reffel, but it'll squeak out for a throw-in. As the Hillers make their substitution. And the throw on the far side, going all the way down and headed back by Cornelio. And it's Polney. Tabe back to Polney, and the missed touch will go on out for a throw-in. It's Demora applying pressure there in the midfield. And escaping there, though, is Iannelli as he gets past a couple, but Tabe will poke it on out. Under 5 minutes left to go in this half. The ball in, Tabe gets a touch, and there was Fitzgerald to get the additional touch. And Tabe continues to run. And a slide tackle there from Iannelli, and it'll be out for a throw-in. So now Roby and Dietz will come in. And Brian Tabe, who's put in a good shift in the midfield there, along with Ethan Shahida in the center back position, finally get their break. Just under 5 minutes left to go. As a sky punt. And trying to win it is Demora. And Schachter applies pressure as the ball is moved out wide. Fitzgerald with a tackle. And now played back to Briala Brewski. It's Schachter. And a ball in the air, headed by Reffel to Roby. Out wide to Polney. And Schachter, he'll get tackled, but Woodhouse will trot this one down. And drop it back to Roby. And Polney will be beat to the ball first. And Dietz will just clear it out and away. As trying to keep it in, and a great effort there by Polney to win it as he takes the quick throw into Schachter. And cleared away now there by Henkel. It's Cornelio on the far side. He plays it and drops it simple there to Garcia. And Dietz is beat by Karen there. And it's Henkel, drops it. It's Iannelli. And he'll be fouled by Polney. Just about probably 3 minutes left to go in the rest of this game. As the Hillers still hang on to their 3-0 lead. And the deep ball played, looking for Zakharov, and he'll be the first one to that one. And Fitzgerald will get on the ball, but taken quickly back by Zakharov, and now a shot there, and then traveling wide off the foot of Hatherley. So Woodhouse on this goal kick here. And he takes it, and one in the midfield by Iannelli as Schachter looks to get on this one. He tries to drop it off to Demora, but taken away by the Hillers as a ball into the corner. And it's going to go out for a throw-in. And that one to Garcia. To Demora, looking back for Garcia, but instead Guerin was there. It's now Demora, and looking for the run of Schachter, but dealt with there by Briala Brewski. And back in the midfield, as Hatherley, he'll drop it off to Preventure, who drops it all the way to Briala Brewski. Under a minute left to go as Graziano out wide to Preventure as they look to just hold the ball. And Schachter. And now it's up to Tomasino Stewart, and he'll drop it to Graziano. And one there by Garcia, but will come all the way back again to the Hillers' defense. And it's Can. And that will be the end of the game. So the Hillers remain undefeated and improve to 4-0, while the Panthers drop their second straight, dropping to 2-2. In the first half, it was all the Hillers. They'd score 3, Ampelink, Rossi, and Iannelli. And Iannelli scored the last one with 19:29 left in the first half. So if you look at the positive, Panthers didn't give up a goal after that and put a great shift in the second half there. And they'll drop to 2-2, but ahead for them will be Ashland next week at home. And they'll look to get themselves back in the win column after a loss that they'll be looking at the schedule and see that later on in the season they'll be able to have their chance to have revenge. That is October 26th when the Hillers will come and visit the Panthers. So a final score of 3 for the Hopkinton Hillers and 0 for the Holliston Panthers. They're broadcasted to you on Holliston Hub HCAT. I'm Dylan Patemery.